All right, guys, here we go again. I say that I was doing a little bit of work on this thing and making a video before, and it was going well until SolidWorks crashed on me. So I lost the video and lost the record of what I've kind of done to the model since the last video that you've seen. So I was just cleaning things up a little bit and kind of just reformatting some of the stuff here with the middle piece coming up through the top piece, and I was kind of getting ready to show off some of the ways that you can use surfacing in your build. So I'll just go over it one more time. No big deal. Up here at the top, we've got our solid bodies folder, and we've also got our surface bodies folder. And so I had made some edits to this middle piece here, so let's just take a look at that. So I'm going to hide the bottom and the top pieces, and you can see that I've got this collection of knit surfaces together, but they're not solid right now, so they are surfaces on the inside. Okay, but they are solidified together, and so because they are all solidified into one, I need to use the thicken command in order to transform these into surfaces. Okay, so by just selecting that bit of surfaces, I can create a volume solid from enclosed volume right there, and that will solidify this into what I need it to be. Okay, but I think before I get to that part, I'm gonna just make some edits to this thing overall, because you can see here with this piece that I've built inside, I don't think you guys caught that in the video that crashed, but it's really ugly and I'm not happy with it, and I think that there's some explanation behind that in just this exterior, this top surface that it's built off of is wonky and segmented in odd ways, and so I'm thinking I just want to actually retrim that and blend this surface down to this other surface here. So let me get started on that. Okay, I'm going to use delete face to kind of just take off some of these panels, and this is what surfacing is really all about, is the ability to adjust a model kind of piece by piece, panel by panel, and have control over a model at that level as well. So I'm going to go to my top plane, and I am going to flip that to see what I'm dealing with. Yeah. So I'm going to take actually a slot tool here and drag out a slot that hopefully I'll be able to trim with. It's going to be difficult. Get this right. Excuse me. There, like that. Where'd she go? Didn't work. All right, try it again. Let's get my slot tool, and we're going to go all right, this is what I meant to do. Okay, select, and I can hopefully drag this a little bit. I'm just trying to drag it over this top surface here because I want to trim that out. And this is not going to actually work at all, because if you just look at the taper on this upper surface, it's not a proper slot any longer. So I'm going to delete the slot and just draw my own curve. All right. It's usually the hard way if you're wondering how to do stuff. If you're wondering, oh, is there an easy way to do this? Nah. Usually the hard way is the easiest way to get something done. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to kind of put something over. Let's see what I can get away with here. I'm thinking I'll probably need one there and then one here. Okay. And so then I'm going to just edit this guy so that it's horizontal at the edge, and that way I can mirror it later on. And so what I'm doing here is I'm just going to try to use a single spline to slice off the top of this surface so that I'll have one continuous edge, and then when I try to build off that edge, I'll be able to do so in a clean way without having a bunch of segments. So right now I have a bunch of segments in my model and it doesn't look good. So I want to take up, I want to trim this as close as I can to the edge without going over. So, because remember that this is the piece that's revealed through the little hole in the top of the mouse. So the more we take off, the more of a gap we'll have between that piece and the actual roller opening of the mouse. So that should be good enough right there. I'll just throw a center line in the mix. And change it to construction geometry, and then I'm going to mirror entities, use this as the mirror, and mirror about that center line, and approve that, and then I'll go trim surface, and that's going to be my trim tool. The sections I want to remove are going to be the little teeny edges right here all around the model. There you go. Okay, so we'll approve that. Alright, look at it in 3D. Alright, that's nice. There we go. So now we're ready to build a nice clean loft from one side of this to the other. Okay, but before we do that, take a look at our mouse and we'll realize that we've got a chamfered sort of an edge, sort of a wall thickness type chamfered edge that drops down into our model, and we're going to have to build that as well. Okay, so I'm going to shut this video down here and just we'll kind of just review. We're using curves and using the trim surface tool to adjust our model, and I'm just trying to kind of paint a picture of how we can take our solid models, split them into surfaces and adjust them extremely accurately, and then patch them back together using all these tools that we've been using: boundary, loft, sweep. So in our next video we're going to be doing some surface offsets and more surface trimming, so stay tuned for that.